need us to really understand why America has no issue with how Israel has treated the Palestinians and has confiscated Palestinians' land is because white America did that to the indigenous people of America and is not remorseful for their behavior. Why would they have an issue with Israel, white Zionist Jews from Europe displacing Palestinian people of color? You have to understand that this is just a continuation of Europeans colonizing and taking over people of color's land. And you have to understand that so many people of color have con- contemplated or have given themselves in to white supremacy and have decided to side with white supremacy, that so many people of color have left themselves vulnerable to this type of behavior. And is why so many people of color do not recognize colonization when they're looking at it. See, people of color have to understand that Europeans have always used religion as a means of a land grab. We have to be honest about this fact that white people have always used religion as a land grab. And you have to understand they stole your religious culture and history in order to steal your land. These so-called Zionist Jews uh, uh, who have come from Israel have no genetic claims to this land, but for some reason believe they have a right to govern and dictate this land and to deprive Ethiopian blacks and other blacks of access to this land, and as if there was no black Hebrews. These so-called Jews who claim to be so persecuted by Hitler go and support other people to persecute other races of people. I just don't understand how all this is being overlooked. I don't understand how people are overlooking the fact that when everybody else stopped arming South Africa because of apartheid, Israel gave them military style weapons in order to continue to oppress black people. I need us to understand that Israel is the new Nazis. Right now, they are ordering the black Hebrews out of Israel. So this has nothing to do with spirituality. This is the white people stealing land that they're not even capable of living under, because these white people have a high cancer rate because they can't even take the sun. You have to understand that Israel is doing nothing but colonizing Palestine. They're doing the same thing in Israel that white American Catholics did to the natives over here. You put them in either ghettos, or you put them in concentration camps, or you put them in what they call reservations. That's all the West Banks is. Why is it that people refuse to judge these people for who they are based off their actions? Because they claim to be a spiritual or a chosen people. Your actions prove that is a lie. You are not those people. You are a white oppressive group of people who have claimed the history of black people. You have claimed our legacy and lineage. Your behavior toward others shows that these Israelite people or Zionist Jews are not the Israelite people. They have no spiritual guidance, no spiritual pulse. We just have to understand that Israel is, these Zionist Jews are colonizing Palestine. That's basically all they're doing. And this is why America has no issue with that, because America has done that to blacks and the so-called natives. Placed them either on reservations or ghettos. Everything that these Zionist Jews claim Hitler done to them, they are doing to the Palestinians. People who claim to be marginalized continue to marginalize other group of people. Israel sided continuously with South Africa. You arm South Africa to help them maintain their apartheid when other countries was boycotting them. These Zionist Jews are doing nothing but using religion to land grab. They're using our spirituality and history in order to steal land. And their response is savagery. But see, the issue is that white people expect all people of color to just accept your oppression in silence. You have to ask yourself, why is it okay for Israel, Zionist, European Jews to take land from Palestinians, and Palestinians now have a right to fight for their land, but Ukrainians have a right to oppose Russia taking Ukraine? Why do you support Ukraine independence, but not a Palestinian independence? Because you only believe white people have a right to self-governance. We have to acknowledge what this is. I need people of the color to understand that everything is based off race, starting with their main basis point of what they hate is black. Us. We're the principal base for hate. We need to recognize what we are seeing. We are seeing colonization. You are seeing these white European Jews take someone else's land. And you are seeing the rest of the world justify it. You want to talk about Hamas actions, but you don't want to talk about the enslavement of these people in these camps, the West Banks, and things of that nature. See, you do not want to speak on how Israel act like Nazi Germany. We want to continue to ignore these things. We have to stop allowing them to empower and place value over white life over all other lives. People of color are not about to continue to suffer under white people's oppression silently. And that is what they expect of Black Americans. They expect you to deal with your injustice silently. Anything you do to protest your injustice, they say you do wrong, even when it was just simply as kneeling during the national anthem. Because they expect you just to take your suffering and die in silence. We refuse to accept that. We refuse not to tell news, and media from our perspective. You justify to me why it's okay for white European Jews to claim Israel without no DNA proof and have a right to take other people's land and imprison other people in land that they had been there hundreds of years prior to them coming. It's only okay because y'all believe in white supremacy. Because y'all continuously believe in white colonization. Those Zionist Jews are an unjust people. You judge the devil by his deeds and actions. You go back, you look at their deeds and actions, how they have treated the Palestinians, and you look at the black Jews who was in Israel, Palestine, prior to the Zionist Jewish movement, and you will see Muslim, Jews, Christians, all had lived there in peace prior to them. What is it about these Zionist Jews that are similar to white Christians that no one could live amongst them in peace? That they feel they have to assassinate and murder anyone who doesn't agree with them. Judge the devil by his deeds and actions. You look at the unjust behavior of Israel and you line it up with the unjust behavior of white American settlers, and you will see a parallel. And then you will begin to understand why white people in America support Israel occupation of Palestine. The same way it was okay for Rome to occupy Israel when it was governed and spiritually driven by blacks.